Just going to jump straight into this episode. I just quickly wanted to say just before, I know it's another one at anchor and it's another bit of a disaster title and something else is going wrong, but that was just the reality of like them few weeks. And all of these bits that have been recorded, they actually was recorded before I even recorded like episode 1 on this channel. So yeah, I am getting to a point where slightly less disasters are happening. I guess really it was a learning curve, but yeah, I just wanted to say I'm not purposely just putting out loads of mourning or disasters, and actually in this episode it's not all doom and gloom. Like, yeah, I hope you get that from the episode, but yeah, I'll see you at the end of the video. Right, today's plan, it's Sunday the 19th of February. Is it Sunday? Yeah, it's Sunday. Forgot for a minute then. So there was a bit of a swell last night. It was one of them really uncomfortable ones where it was just on the side. There was no wind, so the boat was pointing just wherever it wanted and it wouldn't face the swell, so it was just boom, boom, boom all night. I weren't really expecting it, so it woke me up, and then I just laid there for a few hours going listening to things bang. Anyway, a friend has like demanded that I go spend the night in a port and have a shower, which understandably, because it's been like, do I want to admit this on camera to the world? Maybe not, but yeah, it's been about 9 days at anchor now in the winter, which is, you know, when I first was looking at a boat and I was like, well, in the winter would I be able to like anchor around and stuff, and I couldn't really find the advice I needed. Cruising wise, I don't like, I'm always, is it cruising? Am I cruising? I'm not too sure. Feels more like surviving at the minute, but you know, February is the last of like the real winter months and that's nearly over. Come March it should get a bit warmer. Today is a bit warmer. Last night weren't as cold as it's been, so that was nice. And yeah, like, you know, nine nights in the winter at anchor, it's not too bad. And in February actually I've only been in port, what was it, four nights maybe, so 4 nights of the 19 so far. But yeah, tonight maybe I need to go and just top up. I'm going to see though how long it takes me to go get fuel, because I do want, if I go into port, I want as much time in there as possible, because whereas the port used to be nice and relaxing and comfortable and I can plug everything in and it's like relaxing, I'm not worrying about the boat moving. Now port has become like a workshop. If I'm in port, I am fixing as much as I can to make the next however many days at anchor more comfortable. So I'm gonna I definitely want, basically what I'm trying to say, the long way around doing it is, when I get into port, you know, I've got access to the hoover, so I can get the floor all clean. I can pump all that water out, because it's a hoover that also, it's a wet and dry, so I use the hoover to get all the water out of the bilge. But I do need, it's probably going to have to wait until the end of the month when I can afford, but I need to really either fit a bilge pump, or I'm not too bothered about it being a bilge pump, but even this manual pump here isn't connected to a out hose, so there's a hose goes into the bilge but there's not a hose going out. I found where that should go, I just need some hose that fits, and I can't find anywhere locally, so I'm gonna have to order one, but like just one of them handles. It's the same handle that comes on some of the older toilets, and it's the same handle that goes on the anchor windlass at the front, so I need to buy one of them really, or find something that can act as one of them, but I haven't really found anything. But that was easy, weren't it? Just needed to look. But yeah, just something that I can pump that out, because the problem is when I'm running the engine there's a little leak. Now that's going to be an expensive fix. I don't think that's what's wrong with the I don't think that's what's wrong with it. I don't think that's why it's losing power. I think that might be something else. I need to look into that as well, because I need to get that fixed. Because, you know, if a Mistral was to come and I have to get out of here, at the minute I'd have to sail into the Mistral because the engine wouldn't have enough power to go against it. So I do really need to fix that. It's a bit irresponsible, but I'm just doing what I've got to do. Anyway, it's a long story that was, and I didn't say what I'd rehearsed to say. But anyway, I'm gonna get in the dinghy, gonna go over to that port because that port doesn't have diesel. Go over to that port. I'm just gonna have to get like the minimum amount, like 5 litres or something, but that 5 litres should last me to be able to charge up the batteries, because yesterday it ran all day off about the 1 litre I put in, but I don't really need it to run all day. I've just been trying to get the battery back to being charged. So now that if I go into port and I get that battery charged again, I know now how to maintain the battery life, I think. So it's about charging things while the engine's running, not trying to charge the batteries back up after charging the things. Confusing, I know, but I know what I mean. So I think I've got it sussed. Anyway, that don't look that far, but it's fair old row over there. It's annoying because I have an engine on the back, but I can't afford petrol for that and diesel. There's a little bit of petrol, but I'm just saving it for an emergency. Tie the dinghy up and see how far away like a land petrol station, car petrol station, don't know what to call it, is. Yeah, so it's closed and there's nobody here to see if they'll open it. The next one, Mandaloo, I can never say this, so I'm just going to say Mandaloo, and I'm going to type what it's called and attach it. But that's that port just over there, if you can see it. That's probably just as far again as what I've already come. Plus then rowing back out to row around. I don't know, I could walk, I could just get the fuel and walk along there maybe. But I'm gonna have to row out. It's a bit annoying this. This was meant to be like a fairly fast thing to do. Just quickly go get fuel, take the boat into a port and then have most of the day to do things. But it's never that simple, is it? Never that simple. I still haven't got used to filming on the GoPro in public. Like, I'm alright on the boat, I'm alright if no one's around, and then as soon as like there's people around, I'm like I just don't like it. I feel a bit silly. But anyway, I feel like I need to have like a sign that says, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I guess it's 2023 and it's not abnormal to be walking around pointing a camera in my face, but people do look like these people. Some nice boats in here, some big boats in here. I don't know why I'm wandering around. I need to just go get the dinghy and row to the next one. So we've decided to walk. It's a nice boat, that. Probably should have rowed. Now I've got to climb up all of these steps. So about halfway there. It's quite a nice walk. I feel like everyone's looking at me. Not only am I pointing this GoPro everywhere, but the minute you start walking around with a fuel can, jerry can, whatever, is that American? Vessel for carrying fuel, you automatically look like you're about to go become some kind of, I can't think of the word, set fires basically, which I'm not. I just need to get fuel. But I always think the minute you're doing things without a car, you automatically look a bit crazy. So anyway, does feel a lot like spring today. So we found a fuel pump, so hopefully it works. We made it back with the fuel. It's like, we've only bought like, I don't know, I asked him to put like 3 litres in, hoping it would last, and then I looked just how little 3 litres was, and then how much it was. So we have like €10 worth of diesel. Yeah, it's not a lot, but it'll allow me to charge things. I think if I go into port and just get everything fully charged again, so that I'm more prepared this time again. Okay, so we got back with the fuel, been over to the port. It's a bit later than I'd like to go in, because I've, you know, a day pretty much has passed that I could have been using the facilities in the port, but I am going to go in because I've looked and there's a strongish wind coming tonight, so probably not too strong that it'd be a massive disaster, but if I'm going to go in there and have a shower at some point, it may as well be today, and I'll just leave really late tomorrow. So I've just been over. They said the only place I can have is alongside like the little guest part where you go in, but that should be alright. I'm nervous now to start the engine because the battery ran a bit flatter than it should, so I'm going to have to press it in a minute and hope. Do we plug the solar panel into that battery and hope it charges enough? So the anchor's stuck again, so I'm gonna need the engine to get off, or I have to swim down, but it's quite deep. I might be able to get off where I'm stuck with the engine, but I'm like stuck. So the solar panel is charging the starter battery, so I need to call at the shop anyway, so I'm going to go back over and I'll say to the guy I might make it in tonight, I might not, but if I do, I know where I'm going anyway, so the shower will have to wait until the morning if that's the case. Right, back from the shop, let's see if it's charged enough. Fingers crossed, otherwise we can't charge anything, including my phone. It's like it just stopped charging as soon as I left. Still on 11.68. So we brought all of the things over. Again, story of my life, bringing batteries to land. Yeah, I'd like to say I was doing really well, but it's not, is it? Because I have to keep coming to land with the batteries. Anyway, I can't plug that into there, but I have just been and looked and found a plug. So I guess I carry it all over there. And a big shout out to Fuel Summer Yacht Club, whose electricity I am stealing. It's not a fun bringing batteries from boats, but in this disaster I've just been passed by this bin over here which looks like a tin of paint, and it doesn't look like there's any paint dripping down the side of the tin of paint, so it looks like it was potentially some anti-fouling. It is the bins, I believe. Is it the bins? No proper. Yeah, it's the bins. Bonjour. And there it is. Nope, empty. Now that looks silly. Anyway, wait for the battery to charge. Some palm trees. A castle. Some boats. And the guy did tell me from the port I can go take any of the ropes down there if I want them. He said they're not all for the bin, but I'm not doing that in the daylight with everyone watching because that is a bit embarrassing. Okay, so I'm now filming this on the last day of February. So the good news is I made it through February. Bit of a spoiler, I guess, but I was always going to survive through February. It just weren't easy. But more about that when I get to this day's episode. But yeah, that where I just left it, I charged the battery overnight, went back to the boat, had no power, no phone battery, no battery on the laptop, no battery on any of the GoPros. I say any of the GoPros, I mean any GoPro batteries, and it weren't a good night. If I'm being honest, it might have been like the worst night I've had yet on a boat. It was, you know, it weren't necessarily the anchor was stuck, so it weren't necessarily that I was worried the boat was going to go anywhere, but it was just dark, had no power. Luckily I had a bit of wine, so I had a few glasses of wine and could fall asleep, but I didn't know what time it was. Like, I must have got back to the boat at about 7 o'clock at night, and I had to just kind of wait it out. And then the next day I went back in the morning, the battery had charged, so this is now the 20th of February. The battery had charged, brought it back, got the engine started, and then I had to try wriggle out because the anchor was stuck, but it wouldn't come loose, and it snapped off. So in the next episode there's a bit about the anchor and me getting it back, and then a few more days in Fuel Summer. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. So thanks for watching. I know I've just said that. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like for me. Just the other day my mum actually was saying, oh, do you see that I've liked the video? And I was like, no, it doesn't show me, unless it doesn't show me who likes it. And then she was like, oh, I won't bother liking anymore then. I was like, no, like that's not the point. Like it helps more people see the video. So if you did like the video, give it a thumbs up for me. And if you're not subscribed yet and you are interested in seeing what the summer's got to bring, subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can on the links listed in the description below. I am posting a bit more regularly now, just because I want to catch up to real time, because I'm about 2 months behind. 2 months? 3 months, something like that. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up so that it's more relevant to what's going on at the time. So if you do see more videos uploaded in a shorter space of time, that's just why. And in real time it's nearly summer, so that's good. But yeah, okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.